You're watching Let's Chat.
We get to spend some time with our friends C-Mark and John Mark from Warren and Griffin. They always keep us informed. Thank y'all for making the time to be here today.
And it's good to be alive and be in Tennessee.
Absolutely. That's
Are
what
you
we say
from
every day.
Tennessee?
I'm from Sequatchie County.
There you go.
See, I'm born and raised here.
Hometown
Scenic
girl.
City, hometown girl. So
Good.
tell me about, we're going to be mainly talking about health insurance today. And for someone like me as well, I feel like I don't know the first thing about health insurance, but you guys can kind of like simplify it so that I think anybody can understand really what we're talking about.
Health insurance as it relates to a car accident.
Exactly.
And you have a car accident, you're taken to the emergency room if you're hurt, and the first question they're going to ask you is, do you have insurance?
Yes.
And the appropriate answer is, if you have health insurance, you say yes, and you use your health insurance. Do not use your car insurance.
Gotcha.
I don't know why they even accept car insurance, because car insurance is not going to pay your ER bill.
There's kind of a misunderstanding is when we have clients who are involved in a crash, they for some reason think the other people's auto insurance is going to start paying their bills, and that is just not the way it works.
Gotcha.
Right.
So if you have health insurance, you need to use your own health insurance, and there's reasons for that. If you're part of a plan, you get that discount. You see when you get your EOB, your explanation of benefits, how there's a charge and then an adjustment or a discount, then the amount that the insurance actually pays. You benefit from that. So you should always use your health insurance.
If you use your health insurance, you'll end up with more money in your pocket.
Right.
That's amazing, and I think that I really like that you guys touched on that as well, because I think when anybody, if we're in like a car crash or any sort of tragedy, I think you're just thinking, you're trying to keep your head above water, and you need the people along the way that can say, hey, this is what we need to look for, this is what we need to take care of, and especially with insurance, if I don't know the first thing about it, it helps to have people who do know what they're talking about.
Well, there's an important thing about the health insurance too, is there is what's called subrogation rights. So your health insurance company may have the right to be reimbursed. That's why it's extremely important that your lawyer knows and understands the pitfalls of subrogation.
Right, right. And your lawyer will negotiate the subrogation amount at the end of the case to maximize your recovery.
Right.
Gotcha. So you really are doing a lot more than what I think any of us would even think about when it comes to, I mean, there's a lot that goes into it.
And the biggest insurance company in Tennessee is located right here in downtown Chattanooga. And for 35 years, we have worked with Blue Cross Blue Shield subrogation cases.
So we have personal contacts up there that we've known over the many years we've been here. So it's immediate. We can get things almost immediately from Blue Cross Blue Shield. We work very well with them.
Now, if you end up at the ER without health insurance and you don't have any money, you just say self-pay. They have to treat you, but they're going to want some money that day, and just say self-pay, and send it to my address, and your attorney is going to negotiate with the hospital.
Absolutely.
That is so neat. Tell me, how does having health insurance affect getting treated for injuries? We kind of already mentioned a little bit about that.
Well, it's better to have health insurance than not have health insurance, obviously, and you're going to get a lot better treatment, more thorough treatment, I feel, with health insurance, because you're not capped out of pocket.
And there's also a misunderstanding. Sometimes a doctor will tell you, well, you're in a car wreck, I can't treat you. That is not true. If they're an in-network provider, for example, with Blue Cross Blue Shield, they are required to treat you even if you're involved in a car accident. And they're required to bill Blue Cross Blue Shield even if you're in a car accident. So it's important that you provide the doctor that information. If you don't do it, then you may owe the full bill. If you do it and the doctor just refuses to bill the Blue Cross Blue Shield health insurance, then they may have to write their entire bill off. So there's some advantages to doing it.
And this usually happens in a follow-up after you're discharged from the ER. They say contact an orthopedic doctor for an appointment. You contact the orthopedic doctor. They say, how did you get your injuries? You say car wreck, and then they might say, well, we don't, take you as a patient because it's a car wreck, which is wrong.
Which is crazy. Well, mentioning that a little bit into the whole world, obviously, of insurance, so many things that you guys deal with, what are some of the key words we should look for when it comes to picking the right coverage?
Well, uninsured motorist.
Okay.
Uninsured motorist.
This is for your automobile policy.
Automobile policy. Uninsured motorist. You want uninsured motorist on your car policy.
Gotcha.
It's dirt cheap relative to anything else you pay for, so you're going to be required to purchase that liability insurance. There's a minimum requirement of $25,000 in Tennessee and in Georgia. You may as well purchase the uninsured motorist coverage. A lot of times the lower end carriers will not offer that to you, even though, well, they'll offer it to you because you're required to reject it in writing, but they don't tell you the importance of that. And the importance of that is, if you're involved in a crash and a substantial number of people are not insured, then your uninsured motorist coverage will kind of step in and take care of you where the other person doesn't have insurance.
Probably 1/3 of the drivers out there don't have insurance.
Wow.
And these are bad drivers anyway. That's why they don't have insurance. Right? So you're more likely to get hit by a bad driver.
You are.
And if you don't have an uninsured motorist, you're out of luck.
Right. You need it to protect yourself.
It's more, I
Absolutely.
guess, like a defensive tactic than so
Right.
much like you're taking care of what might happen to you, not so much what you might do to other people.
It's
Like,
just
at the end of
smart,
the day.
and nowadays police officers do not investigate all the wrecks,
Yep.
and so the driver might just drive off.
Right.
And so if you're stuck at the accident site and the next day you have injuries, you
Yep.
feel injuries because you're kind of calmed down from your adrenaline.
Yes, absolutely.
And then you have no insurance information on the other driver. The only company that's going to step in is your uninsured motorist.
Well, you guys do so much good for our community, and thank you again for making the time to be here.
Well,
thanks for having
filling
us.
us in on what's going on. I feel like I'm like absorbing it like a sponge. Tell me where people could get the latest information from y'all if they want to book some sort of coverage or any sort of thing like that.
Website's always good.
Okay.
WarrenGriffin.com.
Awesome.
And then you can call us at 423-265-HURT.
Thank you all so much for making the time to be here. Warren and Griffin, go learn more about them and go to their website, www.warrenandgriffin.com, or give them a call right there on the screen. We're in for a short commercial break, but when we come back, we'll be spending some time with our friends from Highbrow Chattanooga. Stay with us.